Hey there, you already learned about multiplication. And of course, you've learned about division. But have you learned how to divide by a fraction? What happens when we divide a number by another fraction? You already know this. 6 divided by 3, and 3 is a natural number, gives you 2. Pretty straightforward. But what about this? 6 divided by 1 by 4. Take a guess. Will that be bigger or smaller than 6? Let's figure this out. The puzzle is how many of these fractions fit inside a number. It's the same puzzle that you need to solve for a normal number like 4 instead of 1 by 4. So when we divide a number by any other number, we are essentially trying to figure out how many of those numbers fit inside this number. For example, if we divide 6 by 2, we are trying to figure out of 6, if we have 6 cups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if we have 6 pots, how many 2's fit into that? So we have 1, 2, we have next set of 2, another set of 2. So 3 sets of 2 fit into 6. And that is what a division tells us. So for this, let's see what we can figure out. So this has been divided into 6 units and then further divided those into 4 units each. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 units, each 24 smaller units divided further within 6. So 6 divided by 1 by 4 is 24. What did we try to do here? We tried to fit 1 by 4s within 6. This is 1 by 4. This is another 1 by 4. This is another one. And similarly, we were able to do 24 such within 6. So within 1, how many 1 by 4s can you fit? You can fit 4, which is 0.25. So 0.25 plus 0.25 plus 0.25 plus 0.25 gives you 1. So within 1, you can fit 4 1 by 4s. You can fit 4 1 by 4 pieces. Similarly, even here you can fit 4 1 by 4 pieces. Even here, even here, even here, and here. So you have 6 times of 4 1 by 4 pieces, which gives you 24 1 by 4 pieces. And that is a different way of saying that when you divide 6 with 1 by 4, we get 24. So that means the number 24 is much larger than 6. That gives you an interesting clue. The answer is bigger than 6. Let's understand this better. It all comes down to how you see division. Let's work with more examples. How many 1 by 4 pieces do you think fit inside 1 by 2? This is half. This is 1 by 4. As you can see, these are the same units. So this big box is the same box. You can fit 2 1 by 2 units. You can fit 1 1 by 2 unit. So you can fit 2 1 by 2 units within the big box. And you can fit 4 1 by 4 units in the big box, which tells you that there are 2 1 by 4 units for every 1 by 2 unit. So we can fit 2 1 by 4 units in every 1 by 2 unit. You're able to fit 2 such. So when you divide 1 by 2 with 1 by 4, you end up with 2. This is telling you that you're able to fit 2 1 by 4 units in a 1 by 2 unit. Let's try one more. How many 1 by 3 pieces fit in 2 by 3? This is 1 unit. This entire thing is 1. And you have 3 1 by 3 units here. And this is 2 by 3. So this is 1 by 3. And this is another 1 by 3. This is another 1 by 3. And this is 1 by 3, obviously. This is 1 by 3. This is 1 by 3. And this is 1 by 3. Essentially, what you get is 2 by 3 divided by 1 by 3 is 2. You're able to fit 2 1 by 3s in 1 2 by 3. Now let's understand the pattern. What's happening? When we divided 6 with 1 by 4, we got 24, which is the same as 6 times 4 is 24. I'm sure you might have spotted that. Let's see more such examples. When we divided 1 by 2 with 1 by 4, we got 2, which is the same as multiplying 1 by 2 with 4. If you can notice, the reciprocal here is what we're dividing. So 4, 4. This 4, again this 4. So, and as you can see, the division is becoming multiplication. Division becomes multiplication. And again, 2 by 3 divided by 1 by 3 is the same as 2 by 3. Again, the division is becoming multiplication, and the 3 over here becomes the 3 over here. This is the crucial pattern. What you need to notice is that the divisor became its flip. Here's the rule. When you divide A by B with C by D, this is the same as A by B multiplied by, when you flip the divisor. What does flipping mean? Flipping means taking the reciprocal, multiplying it by D by C. So the division becomes multiplication, and C by D ends up becoming D by C. Because this is much easier to do. Multiplying with D by C is much easier for you to visualize than dividing with C by D. This is why this rule is very useful. This might seem a little strange to you right now, but once you practice it enough, this will become second nature, just like addition and subtraction. This is a 1400-year-old rule. It was discovered nearly 1400 years ago in India. A by B divided by C by D is equal to A multiplied by D divided by B multiplied by C. It's the same thing that we just learned. It was discovered by Brahmagupta, Brahmasphutasiddhanta, in 628 CE in the 7th century India. This is an example problem. 2 by 3 divided by 3 by 5. The first step is flip 3 by 5. Make it 5 by 3. Take the reciprocal and rewrite the entire thing as 2 by 3 multiplied by 5 by 3. So 2 by 3 divided by 3 by 5 becomes 2 by 3 multiplied by 5 by 3. So step 1, flip the divisor, and step 2, convert the division into multiplication. That's it. Those are the 2 steps. Now we finish the multiplication. So how do we multiply this? You essentially do this, right? So 2 times 5, you just combine it into one single division. 2 times 5 divided by 3 times 3. That's the way you multiply 2 fractions, correct? You multiply the numerators and you multiply the denominators. And the final answer is 10 by 9. 2 times 5 is 10, 3 by 3 is 9. Let's try one more question. 1 by 8 divided by 1 by 4. First, flip 1 by 4, make it 4 by 1. Second, rewrite it as 1 by 8 times 4 by 1. So the division becomes multiplication. Next, multiply across. 1 by 8 times 4 by 1 gives you 1 times 4. So we multiply 1 times 4 divided by 8 times 1. So that becomes 4 by 8, which is 1 by 2. Watch out for this mistake. 2 by 3 divided by 3 by 5 becomes 3 by 5 times 2 by 3. This is wrong because you flipped the wrong fraction. You might be thinking it's okay to flip whichever fraction I want, but you always can only flip the divisor. You cannot flip the dividend. You can only flip 3 by 5. You cannot flip 2 by 3. Very important to remember this. So here's your first challenge. It's not the last one. Try these. First, 3 by 4 divided by 2 by 5. Second, 5 by 6 divided by 1 by 3. And 7 by 8 divided by 3 by 4. Remember, flip the divisor, then multiply. Before you do that, try predicting if the number will be smaller or bigger than the dividend. Now that you know how to divide by fractions, let's learn how to apply it in real scenarios. Here's a question for you. What fraction of the big square is shaded? So this is the big square we're talking about. We need to find out what fraction of it is the shaded part. Division of fractions comes in handy here. Here's the plan. First, we find the area of the red square inside the big square. Next, we break the red square into smaller squares and find the area of each one because one of them is our shaded square. Next, we spot the shaded pieces inside them and find their area. And then we add them up. Add the pieces together to find the shaded area. Let's try this. First, find the area of the large red square. This is our first focus. To do this, we should understand that the big square splits cleanly into 4 equal quarters. The red square covers exactly one of them. You can see we've split the entire square into 4 smaller squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. And our focus is on the second square. Obviously, all 4 are equal, but basically, each one of them will be equal to what? 1/4 of the total. Because we're dividing them equal into 4 parts. So, each of them will be 1/4 of the total of the big square. Next, we find the area of the smaller squares. These squares. The red square splits into 4 equal smaller squares. Each one is a quarter of the red square. Just like we had the red square being the quarter of the orange or the large square. So this is where we had the 4 smaller squares. Now we find the area of each. How do we do that? We know the red square is 1 by 4th of the total. So each one of these is quarter of this. So we divide this by 4. So that would be equal to, how do we divide? We flip and multiply. So multiplied by 1 by 4, that will be 1 by 16. So each of the smaller purple squares are 1/16th of the big orange square. Perfect. Now how do we find the next part? So next part is to find out the area of the shaded region. So this region, now here you can see that this is dividing the square into 2 halves. So 1 and 2. We just found that the area of the square, the purple square, is 1 by 16. So if this is cutting it in half and only half of it is shaded, that means it's only equal to half of the total square. So 1 by 16 divided by 2 gives you 1 by 16 multiplied by 1 by 2, which is 1 by 32 of the whole. So this shaded part is 1 by 32 of the whole large orange square. Perfect. Now let's add them together. So this is our first piece, our second piece. So the upper piece is 1 by 32 and the lower piece is 1 by 16. So if we add them together, we get 1 by 32 plus 1 by 16 will be equal to 1 by 32 plus 2 by 32, if we take the LCM, equals 3 by 32. So the total answer will be the shaded region occupies 3 by 32 of the whole square. Here's your turn. So we've got 2 puzzles here on the screen for you. Break each shape into pieces you already know, then multiply the fractions just like we did. Let me know the answer in the comments. I'll see you next time.